Okay, trying this one more time. Let me get my camera raised up here a bit and get you a better angle. Bring this down so you can see everything. So I am completely connected using the Fluidity app. If I go into this is the configuration for return to home. The options for fail-safe mode are return to home, land in place, or hover. You want it to return to home, and you want it to come back at a good height for your area. I'm in flat Kansas, so 90 foot's a good option for me. It avoid the biggest trees and almost all the power poles. So close that. Now if you have problems, you can go contact support. Now this is the issue. If you click support, yeah, oops, that page is not found. Well, fantastic there. So let's go back in the Fluidity app, close that. Now I'm completely connected across the board. I just put in a new battery. Click go fly. Now right now it's on the controller, DJI controller. So let's go to the Fluidity controller, the Aviator. Now you can configure, this is one of the issues I had last time. The quick start guide really doesn't walk you through this part. It really doesn't need to, but anyways, I was asking questions and how to control the sensitivity of the controller. People didn't understand what I meant by the sensitivity of the controller. So if we click this, you have controller sensitivity. If I look at this controller, what I want is controller sensitivity, which I mean is the resolution of the sensors. Is there any adjustment to those sensors to make them more sensitive or less sensitive to my inputs? The way Fluidity did it was, this is what they call the sensitivity. Why did they put this in here if they're going to give it to you on the controller? Controller sensitivity is the adjustments of the sensors, not the speed of the device. So anyways, if you watch here, if I move this, it really doesn't do anything if you move it slow. You really gotta, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If you flick it fast, you might get some movement. If you flick it slow, you won't get anything. So this thing does not track this at all, well at all. Next thing down is camera sensitivity. Right here, if you pay attention to the screen, you pay attention to this, you can see that I have a lot of dead space. Now you do have slop. That's called slop when you have free movement and the wiggle in the switch. That's nothing to be really worried about as long as it ain't excessive. What I have is a lot of dead space. So if I push this up, you'll see that I'll get all the way to the same line, almost to the same line before it actually starts moving. If I go down, also about that same distance to the bottom of the switch before it starts moving. That's at 5. Now what this means is 1 through 5 is how fast that's going to move. It's going to be really slow at 1 or really fast at 5. I like 3 because it's not too slow and it's way too fast. So that's a problem they need to fix inside this controller. And that's really about, well, the only other gripe I have so far is the return to home and the takeoff land are way too close together. That needs to be spaced a little bit apart. The mapping they have for those buttons is too tight. If you're using an iPhone, you're going to be down here. Using an iPad, which just needs to be spread out even more. I've accidentally hit the return to home button when I meant land, and when you hit return to home, it wants to go up to 90 foot and hover right over its location. So that's the only other issue I'm having. Well, there's one more. Okay, right across here, if I'm in complete manual for the camera, video, I'm in regular camera. You push this button in, this one right here. Selects ISO, select shutter. I don't have controlling over the f-stop. ISO, shutter, skips over to camera sensitivity, which is actually just the gimbal speed. Why is that even on here? I don't know. So you don't have all full control. To get full control, you have to go into the actual camera settings and then adjust your aperture and everything that way. So that's kind of annoying, but that is really everything I have that I do not like after reading the freaking manual, because the manual really doesn't give me everything I want. The device isn't as featured as I wish it was. So that's the gist of it, and it was just over 5 minutes this time. So any comments or suggestions, please post them below. I don't share a lot of content. I usually create one-offs of any one thing. So subscribe if you want. I don't look at this channel as a revenue source. I never have, never will. People like the stuff, like it, share it, recommend it. And that's it. Have a good day and keep on flying.